All right, so today I'm going to go through about 5 programs, and then I'll talk a little bit about international internships in Europe, and then if there is time at the end, I will open it up for questions. So we're just going to get started with some basic things we talk about in every presentation. So we'll go over some of the benefits of study abroad. I'm going to start with your academic benefits. Obviously, you can earn credits when you're studying abroad. A lot of students raise their grades while they're abroad. Our goal is to get you to graduate on time, if not graduate early. We want to help you find courses that are going to fit in your degree, so that way you can, get ahead when you come back to Lubbock. You're on track. So we definitely want you to graduate faster. Definitely not late. That is never one of our goals. Another benefit is you're going to be improving your language skills. Even if you're not going on a language program, you're still going to pick up on some of the local lingo. Even if you're going to an English-speaking country, let's say, there's going to be different vocabulary that you're going to pick up on. And then the last academic benefit that we see is students who have deepened their commitment to learning. So a lot of times students will come back after their program and come in for their return appointment and sit down and say, I realized that I didn't want to major in what I was majoring in, and now I've changed it to something that I've studied while I was abroad, or they're more into their major and come back with this desire to complete their courses and really progress in their academics. So there's a handful of different ways I see students deepen their commitment to their education, and those are just a handful. Let's talk about professional benefits for a second. So study abroad is a great resume builder. That is one of the primary things I hear from students when I ask, why do you want to study abroad? It looks great on a resume, and that is absolutely right. It does. But also with studying abroad, you're demonstrating your adaptability. You're enhancing your critical thinking skills, your problem solving skills. You're going to be thrown into some situations that you would have never guessed you would have been in before you went abroad. Being adaptable, you're going to have to get yourself out of problems pretty quickly. Let's say you get lost on the metro, you're going to have to think, where do I go from here? What is the best way for me to fix this? So just all of these skills, you're going to strengthen them while you're abroad. And then another thing is higher starting salaries. So let's say you and I are graduating at the same time with the same exact major, same exact GPA. Our transcripts, our resumes look exactly the same, but you have study abroad on your resume and I don't. You are more likely to get that job over me because actually less than 2% of students take advantage of study abroad during their undergrad. Texas Tech's percentage is a little bit higher because of our engineering international experience requirement, but nationally it is a little bit less than 2%. So, but you're showing this employer that you are in this less than 2%. So you're willing to think outside the box. You're willing to work a little bit harder to get the job done, and they're more likely to hire you as opposed to me in this example. All right, personal benefits. So these are going to vary, obviously, depending on you, but these are some of the ones that we hear most often. So you're growing your self-awareness, you're becoming a better communicator, you're going to have to communicate across cultures. So again, even if you are going to an English-speaking country, it's a completely different culture than we have here in the United States. And so cross-cultural communication is a big one. I think the one that I hear the most is probably this next one. Students say they become more independent. Before they left, maybe they weren't as likely to go out and do things on their own. And then they went on this 8-week summer program and they were the only Texas Tech student, or they went on a solo weekend trip or something kind of like that. And so they come back to, to Texas Tech or to the States, and they're more independent. They have this newfound sense of freedom. They're more willing to go out and do whatever they want, and that's a big one. You're discovering other cultures, and you'll be respecting new perspectives and ways of life. So again, I kind of already mentioned cross-cultural communication. Somebody in London is going to do a very simple task that we think here in the States completely different than you do. So you'll just have this new outlook on, very simple tasks. Okay, so just some basic requirements. So who can study abroad? Everybody can. You have to be 18 years old. You need to be a sophomore or above by semesters, not by credits. So the earliest you can study abroad would be this summer after your freshman year, and any following semester or summer after that. If you've come in with transfer credit or dual credit or AP credit, that's great, but you have to do your first 2 semesters here at Texas Tech before you can study abroad. If you are a transfer student, meaning you went to another university, you only have to do your first semester on the Tech campus before you can go abroad. Basic timeline. GPA minimum, you have to have a 2.75. My business students, you have to have a 2.75. That's not something that we've decided as an office. That is your basic requirement to be in the College of Business. And then you have to have a good disciplinary standing with Texas Tech. So we'll do a GPA check and a conduct verification while you're applying for your study abroad. So if you have any open disciplinary actions with the Office of Student Conduct, you won't be able to study abroad. Now, if you've been cleared and your case is closed, you will have that approval if you are in good standing with the university. All right, so some cost considerations. There is no magic number to the cost of study abroad. Every program is going to have a different cost, and these are the 3 things that really go into the cost of your program. So we have program type. This is based on the 4 different types of learn abroad or study abroad programs that you would think of when you hear study abroad. The programs that we're going to talk about today are going to be affiliate programs. And so what that means is you're applying to a third-party provider or a partner. Those tend to be a little bit more expensive. But there is some extra support on top of what we provide you here at Texas Tech. Our center in Sevilla, which we're not going to cover today, there is a couple videos on our YouTube channel. Again, we're just TTU Study Abroad that cover the center in Sevilla specifically. But our center in Sevilla programs and our Texas Tech faculty-led programs, you're paying all of your fees through Texas Tech. There's no additional fees that our third parties would provide. Program length is the next one. So we have programs that vary as short as 2 weeks to as long as a full academic year. So it is really up to you and how long you want to be abroad. Obviously, our academic year programs and semester programs can be a little bit more expensive than a 2-week program, let's say. But one thing to consider is your plane ticket is going to cost whether you're going abroad, or excuse me, your plane ticket's going to cost the same whether you're going abroad for just those 2 weeks or if you're going for a full academic year. So there are a couple of things to kind of keep in mind when it comes to program length. And then lastly, location. Europe tends to be one of the most expensive options, particularly Western Europe. The countries in Western Europe are popular study abroad locations, so students are going to go there all the time. And then lastly on here, I am going to cover internships at the end. So just a couple things to keep in mind if you are considering an internship. If you receive academic credit, your program fee will increase a little bit, but you'll be eligible for financial aid and scholarships. And one other thing on internships is they are most likely unpaid. Typically with our international internships, you are paying them the program fee. And a lot of times they can't pay their international interns. All right, so now we're going to go over our different programs. These are some of the most popular programs that I advise students on. So there's 5 programs, and then I'll cover the internships. But let's start with this first one is Lorenzo de Medici in Florence and Tuscany. So LDM, as what we call it for short, is a pretty popular option for our students. Italy in general is really popular, but LDM is a great option. So they are one of our third-party providers. So you'll apply to Texas Tech, and then once you're approved by Texas Tech, you'll apply to LDM directly. So you're registering for courses with LDM, your housing is set up through LDM, you're paying all of your fees through LDM. So we help you with the logistical things on, your Texas Tech application, and then anything on the ground really is controlled by LDM. There's a full-time staff that lives and works in Florence and Tuscany. I lost my train of thought with that sentence, but that's okay. We'll just switch gears here. Yeah, so there's a full-time office of employees with LDM. So you'll have a specific number of people in charge of housing. You'll have a couple people in charge of cultural and social activities. They'll put together different local excursions, museum visits, winery tours. That's a really popular thing in Italy. Small excursions like to Rome for the weekend or to the beach for the weekend. So you'll have people that will be there for every aspect of your program. LDM is just it's not a full university. They just host study abroad students. So all of your classes are going to be with other study abroad students from all over the states. Their courses are really great for my arts and sciences students. They have a lot of the same courses you would see for arts and sciences here. Human sciences as well. They have a lot of hands-on courses, a lot of cultural food courses. So if I have any RIM majors on here today, this is going to be a really great option. They have a lot of design, interior design, fashion design. They have some cooking and baking classes as well. And then my business students, you have a variety of business courses offered at LDM. Your housing with LDM is apartments all throughout the city. You're living with other LDM students. There's 2 to 6 of you in an apartment, kind of just depends on where you're placed. But in this apartment, you'll share a bedroom with 2 or 3 other students. You'll have a common kitchen and common living area. Everything will be equipped with what you'll need for a full semester or a summer session. You're not going to have to go out and furnish an apartment or buy kitchen supplies. Everything should be equipped already. If you are applying for a full semester, you will have to have a student visa, but lucky for those going to Italy, we are able to provide you a visa workshop to help you with the visa application for a semester in Italy. If you're going during the summer, you do not need a visa. Okay, our next one is Freie University in Berlin. It's located in Berlin, Germany. This is a third-party provider. So how this application process works is you would apply through Texas Tech, and then you would apply to ISA directly, and then ISA would work with Freie University on the ground. So you kind of just have this third party to go through instead of working directly with Freie. Freie has 2 different tracks that you can choose for your semester. Students can choose to take 6 hours of German language and 2, they call them elective courses, but 2 like subject study courses. So these subject courses are really good for history and political sciences students. So I had a student who did an academic year 2019-2020. So I have a lot of history and poli-sci classes that have already been evaluated. So that's one track. The second track is you can choose to only take 1 German class, so the 3 hours of German, and take 3 English speaking courses. So that's completely up to you, but this is great if you need your foreign language. During the summer, they also have the, you can take just foreign language, or you can take foreign language and an elective course. With this program, students live in student apartments. You can live in a dorm, or you can live with a local host family. All of these housing options, you're going to be with another ISA student. The apartments, it's going to be like a 2 to 4 person apartment, common kitchen, common living area that you'll share with other students. A dorm, it's going to kind of depend on what's available when they place their housing assignments, but it could be similar to like Stengel-Murdo here on campus, or Chitwood Weymouth, or you could have your own room in a common area, kind of like Talkington. Or the option with a host family, and with a host family you would have another ISA student as your roommate. So you would apply for a student visa for the semester programs, and ISA will be able to provide you with additional guidance on how to apply for this visa. They'll provide you with some paperwork that you'll need. Legally, our office cannot help with the visa for Germany. We're only able to do that for Italy and the Czech Republic. And then if you're going during the summer, you're not going to need a visa. And then the last couple things, since you have the ISA office in Germany, very similar to ISA office in Berlin, excuse me, very similar to LDM, you'll have at least 1 director in charge of your cultural and social activities. So welcome dinners, local walking tours, neighborhood walking tours. If there is a concert or a play or something in the theater, they will try to get you guys a couple tickets. That way you can go. And there are a couple excursions included throughout the semester that are already incorporated into your program fee. So they could be local excursions around Germany, and then they always have optional excursions that you would just tell them you're interested in. And then if you're there for a semester or a year, there are volunteer opportunities. So you could get involved in let's see, classes learning English maybe, or if there's a place you volunteer here in Lubbock that you would love to find a similar place in Berlin, your ISA coordinators could help you with that when you're on the ground. Okay, this next one is in Paris, France. This is, you're taking your courses with this program at the Sorbonne. This is the oldest university in France, and this program is sponsored by AIFS. So it's the same setup as the ISA program Freie we just looked at. So you'd apply through Texas Tech, and then you would apply to AIFS, and AIFS would work directly with the Sorbonne on the ground. So you're located in Paris. This is a really great option for students who need to fulfill their language requirement. This kind of goes for any program in France, really, but you'll take about 10 hours of French language, and then you'll take 2 other courses to meet your minimum 12-hour requirement. The English-speaking courses that this program offers, there's not very many. There's really only 3 or 4 that they offer, so your main focus is on French language. So if you're hoping to get as much language credit out of the way at one time, this would be a great option for you. Your housing with AIFS, you have 2 different options. You can live with a local host family with another AIFS student as your roommate, or you can opt to live in the student apartment with other AIFS students. If you do opt for the student apartment with this program, there is an additional fee, but you're living close to and with other AIFS students. With the host family, again, you would have another AIFS student as your roommate. To be in France for the full semester, you will have to apply for a student visa. AIFS would provide you with documentation and paperwork that you would need to apply for that visa. They'd be able to guide you on the process, the timeline, how long it's going to take, things like that. And if you're going for a summer, again, you won't need a visa. AIFS also offers cultural and social activities and excursions, welcome dinners, farewell dinners, walking tour of the different neighborhoods of Paris. Excuse me. Let's see, if there is a performance going on, again, they'll try to get tickets. One optional excursion that they typically have is to the Loire Valley, which is to a bunch of different chateaux, and then I'm blanking, to a winery. Basically, you'll get to see how wine is made. Sorry about that. And then lastly, there are different volunteer opportunities available in Paris as well. So you would just tell your resident director that that is something you're interested in, and they'll help you get plugged in somewhere in Paris. All right, so I have another program in Florence. This is called Florence University of the Arts. It is sponsored by ISA. ISA is one of our popular programs. This is really great for human sciences students. So similar to LDM, there's a lot of hands-on courses, particularly RIM. You guys have a really unique opportunity with Florence University of the Arts, or FUA is what we call their abbreviation. They have a store in Florence that the students on this program, if you opt for this option, they manage the store. So they work with clients, fashion design students will make clothes, they put on a fashion show. There's a ton of different stuff that they do that's really hands-on. That way you're getting that experience. They have these really unique courses that they call them experiential learning. So there's another RIM experiential learning course where you are beverage management. That's the title of it. You'll host an event and you will be in charge of choosing the beverages and making sure that the presentation is great for this event. You'll be making sure that everything tastes good, that nobody has any issues, different stuff like that. So that is one unique thing about the courses at Florence University of the Arts. They also have Italian language courses. I didn't mention this on the LDM page and I completely forgot. That's where I lost my train of thought. But back on the LDM page, real quick, if you study with LDM for a full semester, you're required to take one Italian language course. That's not required at Florence University of the Arts, but it is definitely encouraged that you take at least one local language class while you're abroad, if that's not part of your program. Your housing with Florence University of the Arts is typically in apartments throughout the city with other ISA students. Again, it's 2 to 6 of you per apartment. You'll share a bedroom with a couple students and you'll have a common kitchen and common living area. Apartment size is really going to vary where the availability is. Location could be 10 minutes from your classes, could be 15 minutes from your classes, but in Florence, it's going to be walking distance from where you're going to be having class. One cool aspect of both Florence University of the Arts and LDM, actually, they have a lot of cooking classes where you'll go to like their central market. You'll cook the food and then you'll serve the food when the market opens. So that's another unique aspect of this program. ISA puts together cultural and social activities in Florence, just like I mentioned in Freie. And then again, if you're interested in volunteering, you would just let them know and they would get that set up for you. And then lastly, since this is in Italy, you'll apply for a student visa and the study abroad office would be able to help you with that process. And again, for a summer, you don't need a visa. Okay, so the last program I have picked before we talk about internships is University College Dublin. It's located in Dublin, Ireland. This is a full 4-year university. So there are local students that are getting their degrees here. There are other international students that are studying for their full 4-year degree. And then there's other study abroad students. So because it is a full 4-year university, you have access to the full curriculum. So they've got engineering, they have business, they have a lot of Kasner courses. They've got social sciences, communications, human sciences. They have the hard science classes like biology and chemistry. I had a student go, she was pre-vet, and we were able to find courses for her. I've had a geosciences student study at UCD, and we were able to find courses that went towards his degree. So pretty much any course that you can think of, it's likely going to be offered at UCD. Your housing with this program is in student apartments. They're on-campus apartments, so similar to like Carpenter Wells here on the Tech campus. It's two to six, sometimes 2 to 8 students in an apartment, depending again on the availability. But you'll be living with other students attending UCD, so you could be with other international students, you could be the only American student in your apartment. It really just depends on availability. But you'll have your own bedroom with UCD that'll be equipped with a, I don't want to say a closet because it's not a huge closet, it's, I can't think of the best word right now. Like an armoire, basically. Yeah, more like an armoire. So it's not a full closet space, but you'll still have an area to hang your clothes up for a semester. Your room will also have a desk, and it'll be equipped with, you know, basic linen. So again, you're not going to have to drag pillows and blankets across the pond. And then you'll share a bathroom with the other apartment mates. There'll be a couple bathrooms if there's more than 4 of you in the apartment. And you'll have a full kitchen and a full living area. Again, you're not going to have to furnish an apartment for just a semester. So the big difference between Ireland and the other programs I've talked about, you don't have to apply for a visa before you leave. You'll apply for this GNIB card. Basically, all that means is you're going to register with the Garda National Immigration Bureau when you arrive. And this is something that UCD will instruct you on before you get there. That way, if you're asked anything at the airport, they'll provide you the necessary documentation. But it's not typically something that you do, you know, right away. It's something that UCD will help you with after you've been there for a few days. Lastly, cultural and social activities and excursions are included. Because it is a full 4-year university, you'll just have to sign up for some of the events that are happening. Like if there is an excursion, you'll have to sign up. You may have to pay an additional fee for a ticket or something, but they can't just offer it to everyone. So you'll have to let them know that's something you're interested in. And then volunteering is an option in Dublin as well. Okay. I wanted to talk about internships just a little bit and showcase two of our popular partner providers. So we have a number of internship providers that you could go with, but the two I'm going to touch on are Global Experiences and CEA. With Global Experiences in Europe, there are internships in Paris, Dublin, Florence, Milan, and London. With CEA, we have options in London, Rome, and Paris. So how the internship process works, again, you'll apply through Texas Tech, and then you'll apply either to Global Experiences or CEA. The process is very similar. It doesn't really matter which provider you go with. The application process is almost identical. So once you apply to either partner, you'll have a phone call with your appropriate advisor based on your location. And your advisor is going to go over your resume. They're going to go over your CV. They're going to help you outline all of the aspects of an internship or expectations of an internship you have for the summer or semester. Basically, they're going to ask you to describe your dream internship. Then they're going to go out into the communities, basically, and try to find the best internship for you. They're going to tailor your internship to you. It's not like they have a list of internships and they say, oh, hey, Susie looks really great for this internship we already have in Dublin. If that's something Susie's interested in, great. But if that doesn't match what Susie has outlined, they're going to go out and try to find a tailored internship to what she's looking for. I had a student in summer 2019 intern with Global Experiences in Dublin, and he was a poli-sci major, and his internship was in Parliament. So when I say they tailor their internships to you, I really, really mean it. During the summer, internships tend to be about 8 weeks long, or you can intern for a full semester. Academic credit is where it gets a little tricky on internships. Credit is not usually automatically offered on internships. The process of obtaining academic credit starts here with your Texas Tech academic advisor. We really want to encourage you guys to earn departmental credit. So really all that means is you're going to your academic advisor and saying, hey, I'm doing an internship this summer in, let's go, Milan. Your academic advisor may ask for, a letter, a description of your internship, and they'll enroll you, if they give you permission, they'll enroll you in typically it's a special topics course, or if your degree has a designated internship course, a lot of times that's what you will be given permission to be enrolled in. Now, if your academic advisor comes back and says, no, we can't enroll you in this internship credit here at Tech or this special topics course, we'll work with you and the partner to get you some type of academic credit if that's what you're going for. Now, if you're just wanting to intern for the experience and not super worried about academic credit, that's an option as well. So each internship is unique to each student. That's the best way I know how to put it. We'll tailor it to whatever you want, and we'll do our best to get you everything you want. Lastly, with internships, everything else is set up the same. So you still have access to, in this case, CEA or global experiences. They'll still take care of your housing. They will still have local cultural and social activities. They will still have maybe a couple welcome dinners, maybe a city tour, maybe an excursion on the weekends. The biggest difference is you're interning versus solely taking classes during a summer semester. If you're interning for a semester, you will need a visa. If you're interning during the summer, you may need a visa. England is the only place I can think off the top of my head right now that you have to have a visa for when you're interning. But that's something that, again, Global Experiences or CEA would be able to help you with and guide you through the process. Okay, I did kind of touch on housing on all of the other program options, but these are just quick examples. Typically residence hall or apartment option, and most programs do have a homestay option if that's something that you're interested in. Okay, couple extra cost considerations. I know I kind of talked about pricing and how there's no magic number at the beginning, but you do have extra resources. So your federal financial aid can be used towards your study abroad. 98% of the financial aid that you receive at Texas Tech can go towards your study abroad program. We have a financial aid advisor. Her name is Nikki Nordell, but the semester before you go abroad, you'll meet with Nikki and she'll go over how all of your financial aid can be applied to your study abroad. She'll go in and change your estimated cost of attendance to match your program fees, and she will max out your aid to cover your study abroad. Don't ask me how she does it. I don't really know how she goes in there, but she will make sure that you have financial aid towards your study abroad. Another option is the study abroad competitive scholarship. This scholarship is funded by the $4 international education fee you pay every semester you're a student here at Texas Tech. If you didn't know that, now you do. There is a tiny minuscule $4 fee on your bill, and that goes towards this scholarship. Study abroad students and international students studying here at Texas Tech can apply for the study abroad competitive scholarship. Applications for summer 2021 and fall 2021 are open right now. It's in the same system as your study abroad application. So definitely take a look at this scholarship. It's very easy. It's 5 parts. You need an official transcript submitted to our office. If you're going abroad in the summer or next fall, don't submit your transcript right now, submit it in the spring. If you, the next 2 parts of your application are 2 letters of recommendation. One letter has to be from a Texas Tech professor, faculty, or staff member. The second one doesn't have to be, but 2 professors are always welcome. There's a short personal statement that asks, why are you studying abroad? Why are you studying what you're studying? Why did you pick this program? How do you think this is going to help you in the future? Different things like that. And the last couple questions do ask you about financial aid, the cost of your program, and how much money you still need to cover your experience. The different colleges, different departments, different offices on campus are all going to have their own scholarships. So any college or department or office you're involved in, ask around, see if there are different scholarships that they offer, if there's a study abroad specific scholarship. I know College of Engineering, you guys have a scholarship. Rawls College of Business, you guys have a scholarship. College of Human Sciences, you have a study abroad scholarship as well. So again, take a look at your department and see if there's any hidden money that they can help you find. Different affiliate programs. So all of the programs that I've talked about today have scholarship opportunities. So once you get in those separate application systems, that's when you would apply to those program scholarships. And then lastly, there's different national scholarships that you can apply for. So on our website, we're studyabroad.ttu.edu. You'll see the banner at the top. we have a couple different tabs, but the one I'm talking about is financial resources. And under financial resources, you'll see information on low-cost programs, you'll see financial aid information, but then you'll also see scholarship information. And under the scholarship information, there's an easy guide to study abroad scholarships. That easy guide is going to be so helpful for you. It shows information on the study abroad competitive scholarship. It shows information on different departmental and different office scholarships. It also lists affiliate scholarships and national scholarships. So definitely check out that easy guide. This is our contact information. So our website is listed here at the top. We're studyabroad.ttu.edu. We are on all social media. We're on Study Abroad at Texas Tech University, or we're Study Abroad at Texas Tech University, excuse me, on Facebook. On Instagram, we're TTU Study Abroad. Recently, we've been doing a lot of partner takeovers. So they've all added their stories to our highlight reel. So definitely go look at our highlights. There are a ton of cool programs that have taken over our Instagram to give an inside look of what it's like in each study abroad location. And then on Twitter, we are at TTU Study Abroad. Currently, we are not open to the public, but this is our address. When we do open up to the public, our building is really cool. We have different photo exhibits that go year round. So again, when we open to the public, you can definitely come see us and you can see some of the photos that we exhibit year round. And then lastly, we have our phone number down here. If you have any questions, just give us a call and we will get everything straightened out. Our last thing I have is our email. So we're just studyabroad@ttu.edu. If you have any questions at all, feel free to just shoot us an email. We have different staff members that check the inbox each day. So we'll get you to the right person if the right person isn't checking the inbox at that time. Let's see, a last thing that I didn't actually include on here, you can schedule an appointment with us. You can schedule via strive.ttu.edu. It's the same way you make an appointment with your academic advisor. And we are doing Zoom appointments right now. So once you schedule, your counselor will send you a Zoom invite where they'll ask for your phone number. And that is how we will have your appointment. But that is everything I have. If you guys have any questions, feel free to just pop them in the chat or